Hello everyone, so now let's do our another mini project. As per our previous class, we have the overview about this mini project. Now in this class we are going to perform the project execution. Okay, in today class we are going to do the configuration. Let me take the notepad. Okay, let me take the notepad. See here, this is our mini project. In this one I am going to do the configuration. I hope you remember what is our mini project requirement. If you want, let me show you again. Here, assign the IP address to the interface of the router and configure the host name. First task. Second task, assign the IP address to our host, that is PC. And then we need to run the routing protocol. We are going to use the OSPF as our manager told us to use the OSPF routing protocol to make the connectivity. And then we need to perform the communication from the PC0 to PC2. This is PC0, this is PC2. Okay, no issue, we are going to do this one. Okay, so what I will do, I will write the configuration in our notepad. Let me take the notepad and let me start doing the configuration here. So I will give here mini project. Okay, mini project by using OSPF routing protocol. Routing protocol. So let's start the R1 configuration. Okay, R1 configuration. So we can write in the notepad and then we can copy paste. If you want, I will make this zoom in so you can see this. Now we are here. This is a R1. Okay, I hope you can see this R1. This is a R1. This is a R1. So in the R1, what we are going to do? First we will write enable config t, then host name. This is R1, and then we need to assign the IP address, interface fast Ethernet 0x0 IP address, and this is the IP address we are going to assign 192.168.1.1. So I will write 192.168.1.1, then 255.255.255.0. Then we will write no shut. Why I am using this IP? As per our assignment, we need to assign this IP. And this is a class C. Class C means /24. /24 is nothing but 3 times 255. Okay, that's why I am using this one. If you are facing any issue, WhatsApp us. Our team is going to help you. Okay, now let me do for the other interface. Fast Ethernet 0x1. And then we are going to write IP address. And here we have 192.168.12.1. space 255.255.255.0. then we write no shut. Okay, this is basic. What I done, only I assign the IP address to the router. If you see, this is the IP I put in this interface, fast Ethernet 0x1. This is fast Ethernet 0x1 and this is fast Ethernet 0x0. This one we assign 1.1, here 12.1. This is a router R1, so that's why I am writing 12.1. This is a router R2, so I am going to use here 12.2. Okay, this way we are going to use the IP address in this project. Okay, now we need to write the routing protocol. We need to configure. So we will write router OSPF1. Okay, router OSPF1. If you want to give the router ID, you can give. Even if we did not give, automatically router is going to take the router ID. Okay, router OSPF1. Then I need to apply inside this interface. I am going to use the interface method. We can configure OSPF by using network command or by using interface method. Any one method we can use. In the real scenario, we are using the interface method only. Depend which one you want to use, you can use. But in our enterprise network, in our project where we are working, we are using interface method to enable the OSPF. I saw in many organizations we are using interface method only. So better use this one. Okay. So you write IP OSPF 1 area 0. We are writing area 0. This is a process ID. This ID should be same. If you are using 2 here, here also you have 2. This is a local significant. Here if you are using process ID 1, here you are using process ID 2, no issue. Because this is a locally significant. This is locally significant. This process ID will be valid only in this router. In this router, if you write 2, no issue, it will work. Or if you write 1 also, it will work, no problem. But when you are configuring the EIGRP, then you should have the same AS number here and here. But for OSPF, no issue. In OSPF, we call this as a process ID. Okay. So what I done with this command, I enable the OSPF on the interface fast Ethernet 0x0. Even if you use the network command, what we will do? We will check where we have this IP assigned, which interface we have the IP assigned, that one. In that interface, we are going to enable the OSPF. With the network command also same thing. With the interface method also same thing. Which one you like, you can follow. Okay. So I will copy this and I will paste here. Here if you see another interface is fast Ethernet 0x1. So I will write here fast Ethernet 0x1. And same thing I need to write IP OSPF 1 area 0. Here if we are using 1, here should be 1 and here should be 1. If you have any more interface, go inside that interface and put IP OSPF 1 area 0 to enable the OSPF by using the interface method. So now router 1 configuration is finished. Router 1 configuration is finished. Now we need to do for the router 2. So easy way, what I will do, I will copy the configuration from here to here and we will paste here. Okay, I will modify. Here I will modify. I will write here 2. This is 2. We are here. Okay, we are standing here. Imagine you are standing here. If you see, you have the interface fast Ethernet 0x0. And IP should be 192.168.12.2. Why I am using 2? Because this is a router 2. You can use anything. It is not necessary you should use 2. But you need to remember the router R2, R1, the link which is connected, the R1 and R2, they should be in the same subnet. If they are in the different subnet, they cannot communicate. You need to remember directly connected should be in the same subnet. So whatever IP you are using, they should be in the same subnet. If you want to use R2 as a 12.3, 12.4, 12.5 or anything, 12. anything, it will work. No issue. Okay. But for simplicity purpose, I am using this router number. So I will change here. This should be 12.2. Okay. Then we have fast Ethernet 0x1. So this is a fast Ethernet 0x1. Here we are using 23. So I will write 192.168.23. dot. This is a router 2. So I will write 2. Okay. I hope this is clear now. If you face any issue, no problem. Write in the chat box. WhatsApp us. Maybe we will not reply sometime. Later we will reply. Whenever we are free, we are going to reply. Our team is going to reply you. No need to worry. We are going to support you. Okay. Immediately maybe we cannot reply, but after some time we will reply to you. Okay. So this is a 192.168.23.2. And this remains same. Router OSPF 1. I need to enable the OSPF under this interface. I need to enable the OSPF under this interface. So this is remains same. Okay. So this configuration is done. Here I enable the OSPF. Okay. Let me remove the space here. Here also. So this is a OSPF configuration. Here also valid same thing. Because this one I am writing router OSPF 1. Go under that interface, enable the OSPF here. Go under this interface, enable the OSPF. That's all. This is a R2 configuration. Now we will go, we will write the R3. This is a R3. I will copy the same thing from here to here. We will modify as per our requirement. We are going to modify. Okay. As per our requirement, we are going to modify. So this is a router R3. I will write here 3. Okay, and I am standing here. Imagine you are standing here, R3. You have fast Ethernet 0x0 and IP will be 23, 192.168.23.3. So this should be 23.3. Okay, and this interface fast Ethernet 0x1, 0x1, this one. This IP is 34. So let me write 34.3. This is the router 3. So I will write here dot 3. Okay, 34.3. Any doubts? Nothing, right? 192.168.34.3. And this remains same because we are using only this fast Ethernet 0x0, fast Ethernet 0x1. This is a 0x0, this is a 0x1. So this remains same. Okay, we have one more router. Let me check here. We have R4. So now we need to do the configuration for R4. So let me copy the same configuration from here to here. And then I will paste here. Let me divide this notepad. I will write here. This is a R4. Okay, this is a R4. This is a R4. Here 34.4, because this is a router number 4, so I am going to write 34.4. You can write anything as I told, but for simplicity I will use this. So here this will be 34.4. Okay, this is a 34, 192.168.34.4, and this should be 45. So here fast Ethernet 1 by 0x1, 0x1 will be 45.4. Okay, and this remains same OSPF because we are using only this interface fast Ethernet 0x0, 0x1. Okay, no need to change anything here. Then last thing, we need to configure the R5. So let me copy this. Okay, and here I will paste, and we are going to modify as per our requirement. I will write R5 fast Ethernet 0x0 will be 45 dot something. So I will make this as a 45 dot something, means router number 5. So I will make this as a 5. And here this is a fast Ethernet 0x1 should be 192.168.2.1. So this should be 2.1. 2.1. Okay, and OSPF configuration remains same. That's all. So now let's copy and paste the configuration inside the router. Okay, so let me copy from here. I will go in the R1. Okay, maybe you will feel little different here. This is a window 11. So in the window 11 you have a little different look. Okay, I am using operating system window 11 in my computer, in my laptop. Okay, so now I am here. Let me paste here. Let me paste here. If you see, everything is good. Everything is good, no error, nothing. R1 configuration is done. Let me save the configuration and let me go to R2. Before going to R2, let me copy the configuration of R2. Okay, and where is the R2? This is R2. I will go in the CLI of R2. I will paste the configuration in the R2. Let me paste. Okay, now everything is good here also, no error. I will save the configuration. If you want, you check here, any error, nothing. No error, everything is good. Okay, now let me go to R3. This is a R3. And here I will go to R3 CLI, and here I will write, I will paste here in the R3. And if you see, everything is good, no error, nothing here also. I will save this configuration also. Now we need to do for R4. This is a R4. I will take this. I will paste the configuration in the R4. This is the router 4, and we can paste here. Everything is good, no issue here also. Let me save. I will write WR to save the configuration. Now we are going to copy the R5 configuration and we are going to paste this in the R5. So this is a R5. I will go here. I will paste the configuration in the R5. Okay, everything is good, no issue. I hope you understand this one. Just I copy paste. Let me save the configuration. Now we will have the roots. Before getting the roots, or it will take some time. If you don't want to wait, you can press this fast forward. When you press this fast forward, it will execute quickly. But in the real scenario, you need to wait to get the root from the other routers. Meanwhile, we will start the configuration of IP. If you remember, our second task is in this mini project, assign the IP address to the host. Our manager told us to assign the IP address to the machine, so we are going to assign now. I will go here, this is a desktop. I will write here 192.168.1.2. Okay, I am using 1.2. Why 1.2? Because here we use 1.1 here. So next IP we will start from 1.2, and the gateway should be router IP, router interface IP. This IP should be gateway. If you want to give the DNS, we will use the Google DNS, or optional. In this lab, no need. If you want to give, you can give. So this is the IP we assigned to the first machine. Now I will go to the second computer. I will assign the IP. This should be 1.3, and I will paste here, and here I will paste gateway. Gateway will be same for all the machine in this side. And let's assign the IP to the server. I will go here. I will assign here server should be 1.3. Okay, 1.3 we use, so 1.4. And here I will write the default gateway. Okay, so this side finish. Now I can do to this side also. Here we are using 192.168.2.1. So this should be 2.2. So I will write here 192.168.2.2. This is the IP address of this machine. Subnet mask, we are using default subnet mask, and gateway should be router interface IP. Now I will do here also. I will paste here 192.168.2.3, and this is a class C, that is 3 times 255.255.255.0, and here we will write the gateway, that is a router IP. Gateway is nothing but this router interface IP, the interface which is connected to us. This, if you see, maybe you will confuse why I am writing this as a gateway. Means the interface, the router interface which is connected to us, it is connected to us, right? That IP should assign to our machine as a gateway. Gateway is nothing but entry or exit point. Entry or exit point is nothing but gateway. Like your home gate, if you want to go in your home inside or outside, you will go outside your gate or come inside your gate door. That is nothing but exit, entry on exit point. Gateway is nothing but entry or exit point. If you want to go from your network, if you want to go out from your network, you need to have the gateway. You need to have the gate. So this is a gate. You can come here and you can go from here to other network. Okay. So now I finish this one. Now let's see. Before pinging, first we will check, do we have the root or not? Okay, so what I will do here, if you see, we have the OSPF updates here. The state is from the loading to full. If you see here, loading to full. So we can write here show IP root OSPF. When I write show IP root OSPF, we are getting the root from the OSPF. You have the 4 root. If anyone want to go to 2.0, then the traffic need to forward here this interface. If anyone want to go to 192.168.23.0, 34.0, 45.0, all that traffic need to forward to 192.168.12.2. Okay, so these routes we are getting. If you want to check, we can write show IP OSPF database, and you can get here database. If you see, this is the OSPF router ID, automatically they taken, and this is a process ID, and this is a LSA. If you know the CCNP, NRC, there we are going to discuss in detail about the LSA, LSA1, LSA2, LSA3. So now just remember, this is a link state, that is area 0 is showing. This is area 0, this is a LSA1, this is a LSA2, network LSA. No need to worry. In CCNP Encore, we are going to get more detail. Encore NRC. In NRC, we are going to discuss more detail. Now just remember, this is a link ID, and this is advertise router, and this is advertise router ID. This is a age, this is a sequence number, this is checksum value, and how many link we are advertising. We are advertising to, and this is also same thing. We have the link ID, and here we have the advertise router IP. Okay, so what we can do here, we are getting the route. So what we can do, we can ping. I can ping from here to that IP. I will ping 192.168.2.1. okay, I am pinging from R1 to reply is coming. Okay, reply is coming. Let me show you. If you have confusion, I will show you. A reply is coming. So it is working. Reply is coming. If you see here, reply is coming. What I done from R1 I ping to R5. It is working. Okay, now our task, where is our task? Let's see here. This one we finish. Now we need to check the connectivity between the PC 0 to PC2. So this is the IP. I will copy from here. I need to ping that IP from this PC0. If it is working, our assignment finished. Our mini project done. Okay, successfully. So let's try. I will ping and I will write here this one, and let's see. Let's see it will work or not. If reply is coming means, yeah, now reply is coming. We lost first packet for ARP. I hope you remember ARP, Address Resolution Protocol. Why we are using ARP? We are using the ARP, that is Address Resolution Protocol, to get the MAC address over the IP address, because we are using the Ethernet technology. If you want to send the packet, we need to put the source IP, destination IP, source MAC address, destination MAC address, and we don't know the destination MAC address. We only know the IP address. So ARP is going to get the MAC address of the destination. ARP packet will go ARP. Let me write here. I hope you know already this, but anyhow, ARP packet will go from here. He will say hello. Let me minimize this one. Let me minimize. So what I am saying, ARP packet is going from here. ARP packet will go from here. He will say, hi, I am coming from 192.168.1.2 and my MAC address is example AAA. I need the MAC address of 192.168.2.2. So this guy is going to reply, hi, my MAC address is B.B.B. I am writing B or A as a sample. Maybe they will have some complex MAC address. So that ARP packet is going to bring that MAC address. Then in the Ethernet frame, they are going to put the destination MAC address and they are going to forward that packet. So for that process, we are going to lose one packet here. If you see request timeout, this we lose because of ARP. ARP is nothing but Address Resolution Protocol. He is going to get the MAC address over the IP address. Okay. So our assignment successfully done. If you see here, we perform our task, whatever our manager give us, successfully we finish our project. Okay. Thank you.